everyone, it's me, Kelly, again. GH is currently at its peak, and this is proving to be a new explosive event. Before watching the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. These days, the stories coming out of Port Charles feel especially charged, with several key players stepping away and opening the door for fresh drama that I believe will shake things up in exciting ways. As someone who has followed every twist since the early days, I find myself reflecting on how these changes honor the past while pushing the show forward. First, there is the matter of Maxie. Kirsten, who has brought Maxie to life since 2005, has shared on Instagram that she needs time away from the set in Los Angeles to focus on her personal life. She made it beautifully clear that her top priority, now and always, is her daughter Harper Rose Barash. I respect that deeply. In an industry that often demands everything from its performers, seeing an actress choose family first feels refreshing and genuine. Of course, the door remains open for her return, and I truly hope we see Maxie back on our screens before too long. Maxie has grown from a troublemaking teenager into a strong, loving mother and businesswoman. Her temporary absence will leave a noticeable gap in the everyday life of Port Charles, especially in scenes with her close friends and family. But I have faith the writers will handle this with care, perhaps using the time to let other characters step up and support the Jones family. Not long after, we learn that Christina will also be leaving Port Charles. Kate Mansi has completed her filming, and the character is heading off to medical school. This exit makes perfect sense for Christina's journey. She's been through so much heartbreak and growth over the years, and pursuing medicine feels like a natural evolution. I remember watching her as a young girl, and now seeing her ready for this new chapter brings a touch of pride, almost as if I were watching a real family member succeed. Still, her departure will create ripples, particularly in the Corinthos family dynamics. Sunny and the rest will surely feel her absence, and I wonder how they will fill that emotional space in the coming months. Then there is Pascal, the sharp and rather sinister butler working for Sidwell. He has slipped out of town to escape his boss's growing anger. This move feels calculated and tense, the kind of quiet exit that often signals bigger trouble brewing beneath the surface. Pascal was never just background. He carried an air of menace that made every scene with Sidwell more dangerous. His leaving suggests Sidwell's control over certain parts of Port Charles is facing real challenges, and that excites me as a longtime viewer. What fascinates me most is how these three departures, Maxie's temporary break, Christina's exit for school, and Pascal's strategic disappearance, seem to be feeding into one larger story of shifting power and new control in Port Charles. It is as if the show is clearing the stage for something explosive. In my opinion, this new control storyline will likely revolve around who steps into the vacuum left behind. Will certain families try to expand their influence? Or will unexpected alliances form to challenge the old order? I have seen General Hospital do this before, and when they weave personal exits into larger power struggles, the results are often unforgettable. These changes are not random. They feel purposeful, designed to refresh the canvas while keeping the emotional heart of the show intact. I keep asking myself, how will Maxie's friends cope without her sharp wit and warmth in the immediate future? The answer, I suspect, will involve deeper storylines for characters like Spinelli and Georgie, giving them more room to shine. Similarly, with Christina gone, will we see more focus on her siblings and the complicated legacy of the Corinthos name? And Pascal's flight from Sidwell almost certainly means we have not seen the last of that conflict. Sidwell strikes me as the type who does not forgive easily, so his reaction could spark some of the most intense scenes we have watched in years. One thing I particularly appreciate about these developments is how they respect the actors' real lives while staying true to the spirit of the characters. General Hospital has always balanced big business intrigue with heartfelt family moments, and this current phase feels like a perfect blend of both. At my age, I have learned that change is inevitable, even in a beloved soap opera. What matters is how the show handles it, and so far, it seems they are doing so with thoughtfulness and respect for longtime fans. I am genuinely thrilled about what lies ahead. The summer months in Port Charles often bring some of the best storytelling, and with these shifts, I expect heightened emotions, surprising revelations, and perhaps a few shocking returns or new faces to keep us guessing. Will the power structure in town look completely different by the end of the year? I believe it will, and I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. The beauty of a show like General Hospital is that it evolves while still feeling like home. These departures are not endings. They are bridges to new chapters filled with drama, love, and the kind of heartfelt moments that keep me tuning in week after week. Now, the latest developments have me even more intrigued. Scout is about to undergo a dramatic transformation. In July, young Caden Tokarski, who is 16, will take over the role from Cosette Abinante. Scout will suddenly appear much older, jumping ahead in age in that classic soap opera way. Technically, if we follow the timeline strictly, Scout should only be around 9 years old since she was born in 2017. But honestly, does that really matter in the world of daytime television? I have seen this happen so many times over the decades, and it almost always works in favor of better storytelling. Aging characters rapidly allows them to participate in more complex plots involving romance, rivalries, and personal growth. I think this change for Scout will open wonderful new doors, perhaps exploring her relationships with her parents and siblings in deeper ways. It feels refreshing to see the show invest in the next generation like this. Adding to the excitement, Kelly Kruger is joining the cast as Serena Baldwin, the daughter of Scott. This introduction carries so much history and potential. Serena's arrival feels perfectly timed, especially since Lucy has such a special connection to her. Lucy was the surrogate who carried Serena, creating a unique and emotional bond that I hope the writers explore fully. I have always loved Lucy's larger-than-life personality, and seeing her interact with Serena again could bring some truly touching and funny moments. Serena's presence might also stir up old dynamics with Scott, who has had his share of ups and downs over the years. Bringing back legacy characters like this reminds me why I fell in love with General Hospital in the first place. It is not just about new faces. It is about reconnecting with the rich tapestry of Port Charles that we have followed for so long. What fascinates me most is how all these elements, the departures of Maxie, Christina, and Pascal, along with the rapid aging of Scout and the arrival of Serena, are weaving together into something larger. The show appears to be undergoing a significant restructuring, clearing space for new power struggles and surprising alliances. I keep asking myself, what new shocks are waiting for us just around the corner? The answer, I believe, lies in how these changes will challenge the established order in Port Charles. With certain characters stepping away, others will naturally step forward, and I suspect we will see unexpected rivalries flare up, particularly involving Sidwell's influence and how the Corinthos family adapts without Christina's presence. These transitions are not random. They feel deliberate and full of purpose, designed to keep the drama fresh while staying true to the heart of the show. In my personal opinion, this kind of bold recasting and aging is exactly what keeps General Hospital vibrant after all these decades. Some viewers might feel a bit surprised by Scout suddenly appearing so much older, but I see it as an opportunity. It allows the character to tackle more mature stories that reflect the passing of time in our own lives. Similarly, Serena's return through Kelly Kruger brings a sense of continuity. It reminds us that the bonds formed years ago, like Lucy's role as surrogate, still matter deeply. I have watched enough storylines to know that when the show invests in both legacy and new energy, the results are often magical. These changes create a wonderful balance between nostalgia and forward momentum. I also wonder how the friendships and family ties will evolve in the coming months. Will Maxie's friends rally around her family during her absence? How will Sunny cope with Christina's departure while dealing with other pressures? And what role will Serena play in stirring the pot with Scott and Lucy? The possibilities feel endless, and that is what makes this summer in Port Charles so promising. I can already imagine the heightened emotions, the surprising revelations, and the heartfelt conversations that will fill our screens. General Hospital has always excelled at turning transitions into triumphs, and I have every confidence they will do so again. At my age, I have learned to appreciate how change keeps things interesting. Life itself is full of departures and new beginnings, and seeing that reflected in a beloved show brings comfort and excitement in equal measure. These updates are not endings. They are bridges to new adventures. The introduction of Serena and the transformation of Scout, combined with the earlier exits, suggests that a major new chapter is beginning, one filled with the kind of drama, romance, and intrigue that has kept me watching all these years. To all my fellow longtime fans out there, I encourage you to embrace these developments with open heart. The show is evolving in thoughtful ways that respect its history while inviting us to fall in love with it all over again. I will be sitting in my favorite chair every day, eager to discuss the latest twists with anyone who will listen. Port Charles has never been more alive, and I truly believe the best is yet to come. The summer ahead promises shocks, reconciliations, and perhaps even a few happy reunions that will leave us all talking for weeks. I am counting the days until July brings these new faces and stories into our living rooms. General Hospital remains the gold standard for a reason, and this current phase only strengthens my loyalty. Let us enjoy every moment of the journey together.